Hi, Mike DePung here, and welcome once again to Spirit Hill, Spirit Healing in and into love and light. Sometimes that process to get into love and light, it's not all cheery and bright, but it is work that needs to be done if we care. And that's what the focus of this is. I love having you here, and I hope that you are, if you're a returning viewer, that you are one who is on your own journey of healing, that you care about these things, and that the things that we share together here, that I share with you, will assist you, and that will help you think about the things that you need, because everything that you really need is already here. But sometimes tools and words and people and energies of spirits all about us are there to help us access what is here. But it comes from here, because we are spirit incarnate. But to get to this point, I want to share something. This today is kind of personal. It's personal for me. It may not seem so to you, but I'm going to share it anyway, because it's got I am embarking on a series of videos here, probably that well, we'll just see. We'll see if it helps. We'll see if there's that which indicates healing and love and light is continuing for all of us. So I know this is part of my healing, and I know it's part of my of expressing me, which that's what purpose is. When I talk about creating purpose at times, it's not to create a job for me to do. It's the purpose of expressing who I am as spirit incarnate, and that's the real purpose. So this is what I want us to think about today. If you would just bear with me for a few minutes, this video won't be too long. Many people, many of us ask the questions of themselves, and I know because I talk to a lot of people and ask them, and when they ask me about the things I write about, and they tell me that, oh, those are the big questions. Who am I and why am I here? They ask those questions about their lives, their significance, their worth. It's common to all of us. We all do this. What's not common, though, and I know this because I can listen to the news every day, because I can see the state of humanity around this world, and I know what the collective energies are. So it's not common to quiet ourselves long enough to silence ego, to silence that, but I have the right, but I should do this, to silence ego. And that would be any considerations of how others might react to us, think about us, define us, reject us, or even accept us. How we would look to others, all those kinds of things. Things that would set me in contradistinction to others. Others, we quiet ego. Others are out of the picture in any way, shape, or form. And what we do is actually allow then the words and the energies of our own heart to speak to us. Now, I did this, well, about 10 years ago, but there was a lead up to it. All of the experiences and my whole life, the things that go into our own self-discovery, nothing is wasted, and it all came in. And about 10 years ago is when I looked into a mirror, and I looked deep behind the eyes that were there on the surface level, and I asked that question, who am I? Who are you? And for that kind of thing, a lot of times we would say, well, if you wait more than a few seconds, that seems like a long time. Well, I waited a long time for that. And I did it over the course of a couple of days because I just felt like I had to. Not because anybody told me to, not because I read about it. It was because I just knew I needed it. And I listened until I heard my own heart somewhere, not sending out waves through the audio waves through the air, but somewhere, wherever the center is that connects the auditory nerve to the brain. At that point, where it didn't have to get through these things, that's when I heard my own heart speaking to me about who I was, and that may be for another time. But I knew that things were different then. I knew that I had the real me, the highest self, heart, whatever you want to call it, speaking directly to me, that I was hearing what I needed to hear to be full, to be satisfied, to know that I was Spirit incarnate, to know that I was an amazing, unique creation. And not only that, that I was part of my own creation, that I was an amazing, unique creator. This is the realization of these things is why we would want to heal. Because ego creates things. We need ego, but ego creates these conflicts, creates these layers, these shadows, these darknesses, all these things that need to be worked through. But boy, once you do, you start to see things. What kinds of things? Well, things like magic. Things like miracles that come from the magic. What am I talking about when I say magic? The events, the situations, the things that start all working together to reinforce what came from within. Your spirit, your creator. You have infinite worth and value. You have all the answers you need within yourself. Yeah, you can seek other things. We've got other qualities to be able to do that. But the magic is all of these things working together, reinforcing what heart said to me. And I want to give you a very real example of that to me. I'm going to share this poem. And I'm not saying that this is, and I know it's not a great poem. In fact, there would be some ways that I would probably play around with it and could rearrange it, but I don't want to, not with this one. Because this was a very special one. I knew the exact night that it happened. I knew the events leading up to it. And this was part of, over the course of a year, synchronicity that led up to this. Different things, and I'll explain to it after I read the poem. But I want to, so when I was speaking to my heart, one night after I had had some of these early revelations, some of these early epiphanies and encounters, I was looking out at the full moon, and I just knew it was special. I didn't know what was so special about it, but I always knew that the full moon was special. And I had done some reading, and I knew some about Celtic backgrounds and stuff, because I do have Celtic blood in me for sure. And so this is the poem that came to me that night that I worked through with heart. And it's pretty amazing to me when I read over it. And I want to share the energy of it with you, even if the words aren't so quality. It's called the Bird Bath Moon. What is this moon called? The poet asked, to no one in particular. But a better question, his heart said, would have been, what power and what magic does this moon possess? It's a mystery, the poet said, an enigma unknown and unproven. It is magic, the heart of the poet said, and continued. Magic you know, you can prove, that exists. The poet said, this August full moon is the sturgeon moon, or the cold moon, or grain moon. The people's first here called it by those names. His heart asked, do you catch sturgeon? Do you grow corn? That's silly, said the poet. You know I do not do those things living here in the suburbs. Then why call it that? I told you it is magic, whispered Heart earnestly. Magic you need. Heart scarcely breathed. What magic do I need? Thought poet. As he gazed upon the full glowing silver orb, he thought, I know moon helps Earth in many ways, so I know moon is crucial to the ebb and flow of our ocean's tides, maintaining this globe's axial tilt. All life would be different, maybe non-existent for us humans. These are magic, I suppose, mused poet. Heart breathed. What do we want? Poet and heart dreamed. Would almost whisper those dreams, but poet would reconsider. What if I wish wrong? He wondered, slightly tormented. It's not a birthday cake, Heart goaded and added. I told you it's the magic of the universe. How do I realize that magic? Poet asked. You are creator. Create your fate, Heart urged silkily in hushed tones. Poet and his heart wondered. Then Heart spoke once again. Moon gives more than science knows, more of those things hearts require, and although impalpable are very real, things of magic, of loves engendered and rekindled, of sacred rites and spiritual directions, of sound decisions and lost sanity, of hopes with feet and dreams with wings, of you, poet, us, discovery. We can choose. The power of a sibilant whisper. Then Poet's contemplating gaze fell upon that silver orb's reflection held within the puddle of the simple, shallow bird bath. What does it mean to you? Invited Heart. Poet thought silently. Power of life-giving sun captured on full reflecting moon, moon of magic, inspiration, moon of hope, and moon of dreams, sun captured on moon, moon captured in my bird bath, both now seen by my own eyes. Celts of old said, now is the time to wish on the bright, intense, silver, magic, active moon. Heart urgently and emphatically whispered, what are you? What do you want? Poet softly declared, I am a writer. That is my magic. Heart leapt. Discovery rejoiced. Poet smiled. And something, some magic, on that still breezeless night and shallow water of my sheltered bird bath sent ripples of approval across the surface. All the power of gaseous hissing sun now tamed, now harnessed, now offered in the silver shimmering face of the bird bath moon. That was a very real discussion that I had. Now there's some poetic putting together of the words, but that discussion of the words back and forth between my heart, especially my own heart challenging me. This is not a birthday cake. You don't make wrong wishes, you're a creator. What do you want to create? You choose. Now what you don't know, and what I'll share now, is that for the year before that, before this, leading up to, from August of 2011 to this August of 2012, I'd written a number of poems. Didn't know if they had any value, doubted my abilities. But after that night, I started thinking, what do I have here? And the magic, those synchronicities started going in. Wow, the things that you've been thinking about, reading, things that you have been hearing, what you see, what you feel deeply from inside of you. The poems that you're writing are poems of self-discovery. They're poems that could be shared with others. And so I put them into a form. I organized them into a book. And, you know, I'm going to talk about those things, but not today. For right now, what I would like to do is to encourage you and encourage myself once again to readdress our own hearts, to readdress that divine spirit that we are, and to know that we get to choose, to know that we can silence ego and say, where am I headed as spirit creator? As spirit incarnate, what do I get to do? That means I am being me here, regardless of what anybody else thinks, what anybody else rewards, what anybody else says. It doesn't matter. All that matters is between you and heart, and that you are that you have a wealth of expressions of spirit around us, that you, energies that we can't see. Now they're bound in physical form sometimes. You know, all the feathers I've shown you, you know, the cards that I've used, Spirit speaks through physical things, but the energies, those unseen energies, are there for us. Listen to them, because your own heart is the translator for spirits speaking to you. Find out for yourself. Heal in love and light. Heal into love and light. Face the things that you need to face. And if you need help, help's here. So, until next time, I'm going to leave you to be blessed in your own healing in and into love and light. I'm going to leave you with love and peace, and I'll see you next time.